This is the video I didn't want to make, but unfortunately I have to make it. Okay, where do I start? Well, as some of you may have guessed from the 2025 trailer video, that there has been a quite significant change on the fleet as per that video. I didn't want to give away anything or make anything suspiciously vague, but I ended up doing so. And that has given people a lot of room to ask lots of questions, namely about Beatrix. And it is very right that people should feel that way. Beatrix has not been featured on the channel since pretty much last September, I believe. Mainly me moaning about the damage to the roof, which was abrupt and horrible. I subsequently planned to do the roof and the windscreen. The windscreen was just sitting there in the garage, getting in the way, and it was all planned with my body man, who has done amazing work on the Focus, and it was all set for the end of October. We had a date, and then something tragic struck, and unfortunately I have to report that Project Beatrix is most likely being stripped for spares at this moment in time. I've sent her away, and that is with a very heavy heart, I must say. It is very difficult for me to do this video, so there are some things that I am not going to go into because of my privacy, and at the time of this video, bringing things back up that I really don't want to go over because it's been gone over a million times. Hence why not many people know. It's not as if I don't want the sympathy. It's more or less I don't actually want any. There's only so much sympathy that you can soak up before it becomes quite annoying, because you just want to move on, and that's the only thing I could do in this circumstance. The reason that Project Beatrix is no longer in my ownership, as some of you have already gathered, is because she had a serious accident a week before the body shop job was due to be completed. I will not divulge or go into any information regarding the accident. As far as you guys need to know, Beatrix was involved in quite a bad accident with myself at the front of the car. And to put it frankly, the front of the car is beyond repair. The airbags did not go off, and I suffered from some minor whiplash, more shock than anything else. As those of you who have been in an accident, whether it's your fault or not, it's nasty, isn't it? You tend to have a lot of flashbacks. Hence why I will not go into more detail than that. The car was a write-off again, and there was no way back for the car. And there are a few things that have made me realise recently that my path does not lie with that car. Firstly, I have to reverse things a little bit. Ruby stood in this very, very spot for a year. I took Ruby for a week away to my friend Rob. I hope you're okay, my friend. I'd love to see you again soon. And I put Beatrix in that spot, as you well know. And I came back from that amazing week to find the roof damage. In fact, what's more coincidental is that the interior was a little damp because there was a hole and water had got in and damaged the headlining again. Frustrating beyond all belief was not the word I would use. I subsequently patched up the damage, but came to the conclusion that, judging by the weather forecast and what people here had said about the weather, the damage to the roof had literally incurred probably the day I left or the day after, because there was no other rain that week. So, an unbelievable fortune for it not to have hit Ruby, or fate telling me, this is not for you no more, Andrew. Then there were a few instances of things going wrong with the car. It's a 20-year-old car. I expect these things. What I didn't expect this year, or I should say last year, 2024, is the amount of excitement around the Focus Mark 1 Preservation Club that I have experienced more than anything else, I think, in my life around any part of the car community. And it is thanks to, not myself, yes, I can only arrange things, but the people that have turned up and have put themselves straight forward into the heart of that community have made it what it is. And the images, the pictures, the videos, they only promote, and I try and do these events justice, but you can't on camera. You have to be there. You just have to be there. And because of the amount of growth that club has experienced, and the passion and the warm feeling that I've had from coming back from every single one of those three national meets, and there was another one added on, this is an amazing thing to be part of. Where does Beatrix fit in with all of this? I mean, Ruby is my classic car fix. It's a drug, and I have to have a bit of classic car-ness in my life because I have the skills and knowledge to look after one, so I can enjoy a classic car, probably more so than most people, at a reasonable budget. So my ownership of that car is very much going to continue for at least probably this year, and we'll go from there. It's one of those cars that I don't need to have, but I will if I can. And the Focus makes perfect sense in terms of, it's a forever car. I shouldn't say that word. The word forever car to me means I will absolutely do anything to keep that car in existence. And if that car was the one that had the accident and not Beatrix, that would be another level of emotion. But it would be one that I can turn round. I'd be immediately calling my bodywork man and instigating a rebuild process of that car. The Rover could be saved, but I didn't. Why? Lack of motivation. Lack of motivation, and I suppose knowing that once you've completed a front end rebuild with some significant welding to the cross member reinforcer underneath the radiator, which I might add was already partially damaged by its category C when I bought the car. And I always feared that if I had a front end accident, there would be consequences. Luckily, it was only me in the car and there was no interior intrusion, thankfully. But there was an awful lot of intrusion everywhere else. I will not share pictures with anybody about Beatrix at all because it's too upsetting. And I would like you to remember Beatrix by the car that she has been, as a car that had some sort of life and was at the end of her life. Not even 2 years ago, I'd say that car was parked up for 2 years. So she was just waiting to die. And over the last 2 years, she has been given a legacy because people in the 45 community know this car. They know who she is, most do, that live on planet Earth anyway. I don't know why you wouldn't know. and her videos will live on as a memory of her and all the amazing little fixes that I did to the car that have helped other Rover 45 owners. And it will be sad to see some of them videos, and it's sad for my friends. Martin, who was with me when we watched Beatrix drive onto the trailer. I wouldn't know Martin, I wouldn't know David, I wouldn't know Darren and Neil, you four in particular, particularly on the Rover side of things, without Beatrix. And those lifelong friendships will continue beyond Beatrix's life. So lots of good things have come out of this. But the one thing I will not do, and I thought I would never do, under advice from other people as well, is to buy it back. Because I would be looking at thousands of pounds worth of work to just get the front end right. And then we've got the windscreen, the roof, the interior damage that I hadn't got around to doing, 4 new tyres, the works. Even on a rust-free car, those bills, they add up. And it makes absolutely no economical sense, even from my point of view. And I like throwing money away at cars and losing money. And I have a reputation for doing that. Beatrix was more of a lesson in conservation the last year. I have not spent a significant amount of money on Beatrix the last 12 months to allow my initial investment, which was about just over £2,000. So I have managed to gain 2 years of ownership, just over, for 7,000 miles in 2 years for £2,000. You'd want more, don't you? I did too. I thought I was going to have at least another 12 months before something majorly came round the corner. I was determined to keep that car going, but I think one of the biggest knife edges of that car, if I'm being honest, was that roof. The moment that happened, I think it was the beginning of the end of my relationship with Beatrix, because of lack of motivation. Because of the following reasons, obviously. The Ford Focus Mark 1 Preservation Club is growing enormously, and I run it. And a lot of people on one side of the pond will ask me, I know you've got the Rover, I know it's a good car, and I know why you like it, but it makes no sense. You run a Ford club and you've got a Rover. And I understand that opinion. And it was very much one that was the elephant in the room. So it is very, very much apparent that this is kind of where we were going, down a dead end. I would have very much preferred to have moved Beatrix on to another Rover enthusiast. And I think that may have been what was going to happen in 12 months. But fate has decided for me. There was a very good private joke that I actually had with somebody else that has actually backfired on me. And Martin knows exactly what that, well, it wasn't a joke, but more of a comment on fate. I do believe in fate. And this is definitely fate telling me that this is over. Privately, there are some things I cannot discuss with you because some of it's gone through the insurance and etc, etc. But that is what I can share with you to debunk some of the rumours of, where's Beatrix, have you scrapped her? Well, I personally haven't scrapped her. The insurance companies have decided that for me. I knew that would be the case, and that's the end of it. The only thing I can do is move on. It is really sad. It's not necessarily the money, it's the time. And it's always the time that you think back on, all that effort, all that cleaning, all that detailing, all that precision of my work, and off in a puff of smoke. However, it's not all off in a puff of smoke, I will say, because there are many positives that have come out of this, like I've said. And that's one I carry forwards. I will always have my Rover fix. I do consider myself a Rover person, but unfortunately, as it has been pointed out, I am now very much a Ford person because of the strength of the club, the Focus Mark 1 club, and my love for that car. I will return to Rover one day, and it will be a very, very big bang of a return. I have no idea when. It may be a Rover 45. That is a question people might ask me. Why don't you buy another Rover 45 after the payout? No, because I've had my fix, and it will seem as if I'm replacing Beatrix with the same sort of car. It would have to be a 1.8 CVT. It can't be anything else. But it would just be replacing her. And that's not a really good place to be, because you can't replace something like Beatrix. There's only one Beatrix. And she'll live on forever in YouTube's history. And bits and pieces will be sold to help other Rover 45s. Good gearbox, great engine, great interior, great wheels. So, where does this leave me? Well, you know the direction that I'm going in, guys. The Ford Focus Mark 1 Preservation Group. And it feels right. It feels good. And that means my next car. I'm going to leave that as a subject for another episode. But put it this way. It won't be far from home from what I'm used to. Take care, guys. I'll see you next time for hopefully a reveal of the new car. This is going to be a bumpy ride.